Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a useful map for structuring and orienting one's life around, because it gives you a useful visualization of what one must do to improve your life. Since it is the map and not the territory, it should be taken with a grain of salt, as with all models. There are multiple versions of the model, each slightly different from one another. In the basic conception, it consists of 5 levels of development. Each level can only be reached once the levels below have been satisfied. In this video, we will explore each level from a more advanced version of the model, where we can further break down the needs required to be satisfied in order to ascend up the pyramid. Understanding this model will give you a useful lens of viewing your life and other people's lives so that you'll have the insights necessary to make the world a better place. The levels can be categorized into deficiency needs and into growth needs. We will begin by exploring the deficiency needs, which correspond to the lower half of the pyramid. So let's begin by describing the levels of the pyramid in turn. The base level is the physiological needs of the human being. This includes the needs for food, water, sleep, etc., which makes sense given we'd cease to function if all these needs weren't satisfied for very long at all. Examples of people stuck at this level include those fighting to survive, some homeless people, and those in extreme poverty from third world countries. Next, at the second layer, we have the safety needs of the individual. These can include things like shelter, health, security, and sufficient order so that they're able to have a somewhat predictable lifestyle. This level is necessary so you have a stable life so that you don't have to constantly worry about making ends meet. Examples of people stuck at this level include some homeless people, people in abusive households, and those in poverty. After that, we have the belongingness and love needs of the individual. As the name suggests, this level includes the need for intimacy, community, and caring for the individual. This level is important to satisfy so one doesn't develop mental health issues or become hostile to others around them. Examples of people stuck at this level include the extremely mentally ill, some isolated people, and those that feel unloved. Next up the pyramid, we have the esteem needs. This level includes self-respect, self-esteem, and achievement. This level is important to satisfy so one may have the courage and confidence to begin the growth needs. Examples of people stuck at this level include those who feel like they're not enough for any number of reasons. Now we've satisfied the deficiency needs, it's time to move on to the more interesting growth needs. The first level of the growth needs is the need for knowledge and understanding. Crucial to ascending to the next level, knowledge and understanding is necessary so that you have the content, framework, and context that are required to build a foundational model of how the world works. Examples of people that made it to this level include those in higher education, those who learn for themselves, and the generally intelligent individuals. After the knowledge and understanding level, we have the aesthetic level. This level is where the individual begins to develop a unique taste and forge one's identity around certain aesthetic domains like fashion, beauty, and balance. This gives extra support and creativity necessary to ascend near the peak of the pyramid. Examples of people that have made it to this level include some university students and generally very intelligent people with an informed yet unique taste. Ascending the pyramid. Ascending the pyramid can be thought of as closing the gap between what is and what ought to be until these two necessarily merge as the peak experience. There is a natural impulse for everyone to ascend this pyramid. The factors that differentiate people that make it to different levels of the pyramid are primarily the character of the individuals and the environment or opportunities that the individual is exposed to throughout life. The path up the pyramid can be thought of as a movement towards psychological health, which not only benefits the individual through spiritual peace, but also benefits the society and larger group through social harmony. This synergy is one of the key characteristics that sets the higher parts of the pyramid from the lower ones. As the individual approaches the peak of the pyramid, the person can be thought of as becoming more human, in the sense that they become less mechanical and automatic in their drives and behaviours. Climbing the pyramid can also be viewed as gaining a more cosmic perspective of reality, in which everything is connected and everything is one, so to speak. Reality is viewed as one interconnected organism, where people further down the pyramid are seen as having partial views of the world, as if it were the whole world from their point of view. More experientially, climbing the pyramid should feel like something is pulling the individual by means of fear of deficiency needs and excitement and curiosity for the growth needs, to explore different domains of life with the goal of building the steps necessary to climb the pyramid. Once homeostasis has been achieved at one level of the pyramid, the individual will be drawn naturally to a higher need, and in this way the individual ascends the pyramid over time. The person's inner voice should give the person the direction necessary to ascend the pyramid. And each step up the pyramid should feel self-gratifying, i.e., the activity of moving up to the next step should be a reward in itself from the subjective experience of the individual. At any given point in time, the individual has the choice either to listen to this voice to take a step upwards, or disregard this voice and take a step downwards. The subconscious of the person keeps track of these slips or reinforcement of character, and so it is the accumulation of these choices, along with the factors mentioned previously, that determines whether the individual becomes a more godlike or a more animalistic machine over time. Obviously, life will interfere at times, so one cannot always ascend. But if one tends to choose listening to the inner voice, he will generally climb to his fullest potential later in his life, assuming no catastrophic life events. Regressive episodes are completely necessary and healthy to move upwards. Regressive episodes are completely necessary and healthy to move upwards in the long run. One should try to move out of stagnation as soon as it feels right to do so. That concludes the first part of Maslow's pyramid. We will explore the peak of the pyramid in the next video.